we started working on affidavits, sworn statements about the things that she went through.
We've given the information over to say that if God forbid something happens to us today, hand it out like candy.
The first time I met Oprah, I was 15 years old.
I already knew that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested. I already knew that 7-8 months ago.
Diddy parties, those are parties. And I was one of the kids that was one of the party favorites.
Things happened since I was 3 months old, and we are still dealing with all of that shit. It never stopped.
The earthquakes and the disasters and the things if you don't understand or organize.
There's going to be death, distractions, and fire to hide evidence.
Celebrities' homes will be on fire.
Alli Carter has been speaking out about celebrities for a long time. Whether she's talking about Diddy or she's dragging Oprah, she's got a story about almost every celebrity and how they've used their power within Los Angeles to take vulnerable children like she once was and dispose of them in ways that can only be described as evil. This is Alli Carter's story, so let's get into it. With the Diddy trial approaching, we're going to learn more about the allegations against him. And one of his victims who doesn't get as much attention is Alli Carter. We've talked about Alli before on my channel because you guys were interested in what she had to say. She was speaking about these celebrities from Diddy to Denzel Washington. She was talking about these tunnels under LA and these homes that connect to one another. And I wanted to do another video about Alli Carter because we've come across more receipts of allegations she's made. There's really not a lot reported about Alli, where she came from, how she got involved. Before we dive into clips, which a lot of this video is going to be clips, I want to go over some of the reports about Alli Carter. She says she's a survivor of child trafficking and has alleged that the rapper's parties, Diddy's parties, were not just gatherings but involved rituals, and she was a victim. Now, this information came from a Twitter account, an X account titled Rare Bird Area. They posted a series of clips where Alli Carter made these allegations. Alli was quoted saying they weren't just freak-offs, they were satanic ritual group events. Get it right. It wasn't just adults at these parties. These adults were responsible for these child slaves that were in the party, and one of those children were me. Alli shared after her story went viral in 2020, she and her family lost their home, animals, and everything they had. I don't know exactly how that went down, but she claims that people didn't speak out against Diddy like no one spoke out against Denzel Washington. Alli claims that she tried to pursue a case against Riverside County Child Protective Services. She claims they were involved in her trafficking. She was surprised by Diddy's arrest because she explained that she tried to pursue a case with CPS but was met with resistance despite providing 8 months worth of evidence.
7 months ago, we made sure, I already knew that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested. I already knew that 7-8 months ago.
No, I don't know how Oprah's involved, but I wouldn't be surprised, allegedly. In my opinion, let's, clear ourselves of any legal issues. Alli was quoted saying, "We were followed the night Diddy was arrested. I left a place that I was minding my own business, finally trying to stop for a second and get my life back. And you know what? I'm not even upset about that." Let's react to another clip of Alli.
Diddy parties. Those are parties, and I was one of the kids that was one of the party favors. And a party favors means that you're set on top of a table and you're used as a toy for anybody who comes across the table or who wants to party at a certain time of night when the music stops and then the DJ starts flashing all these lights and they close the doors, and then everybody turns into like a frenzy and starts going into a crazed,
Oh god, it sounds like an absolute nightmare.
animal like demonic state, and you have no idea what's going on. And yes, there was a time where I was just like completely don't give a shit because it happened, and I was the type of kid that thought that you're in the presence of royalty and they make it seem like you're in the presence of Hollywood, so you should be honored and you should be appreciating that you're there. And I was that person. I totally acted like that. I was like, oh, it's fine, it really doesn't matter. I was not brought or traded for, but that didn't matter to a few celebrities that were there. It's not just celebrities, there's a lot of different people. They called it an all-black party, but it was mainly because a lot of the party favors were black kids. I was in the care of Riverside County Child Protective Services at the time. I was 15 barely 16.
You know what's worse than getting injured? Fighting with the insurance company afterwards. They will often stall, delay, and lowball you because their goal is to pay you as little as possible because they are not on your side. That's where Morgan & Morgan comes in. They are the largest injury law firm in America with over 1,000 attorneys and millions of clients served. They've secured billions of dollars for settlements and verdicts, including a $26 million payout in Philadelphia, 40 times more than what the insurance company originally offered. And the best part about Morgan & Morgan is that they don't charge anything up front. There is no consulting fee, there's no hourly rate, there's no hidden cost by going and getting them to help you out. So if you've been hurt in an accident, Morgan & Morgan has your back if you become their client. You can go to forthepeople.com/Sloan or scan the QR code on the screen to start your claim now. You probably could get it submitted before this video is even over with. And it's not gonna hurt to go and figure out how much you are owed. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. In a 30-minute long interview, Alli shared that she was R-worded by Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and many other Hollywood stars. See, where is this information coming from? That's one problem I have with like a lot of this entire case is it's hard to, like, unless it's a clip. She says that this rot pervades Western society, includes police chiefs, cops, teachers, and grave diggers. The people who sit next to you every day are complicit. They're customers. Alli also talks about being transported through underground tunnels from Universal Studios and the Getty Museum in LA to parties where she had met and serviced a bunch of celebrities like Stephen Perry, John Travolta, allegedly Beyonce. She claims at the beginning of age 13, her mother began trafficking her to police, chiefs, politicians, and celebrities. Everyone she turned to for help, teachers, social workers, school counselors, told her to keep her mouth shut. Here's another clip of Alli Carter.
We started working on affidavits, sworn statements about the things that she went through. When she does an affidavit, it takes a lot out of her. She will give me the information and I'll type it up and then she will proof it and then we will get it notarized and sworn and then she's down. Like, it takes a toll. It's not an easy thing.
We have a few affidavits on Barack Obama, Michelle, Joseph Biden, Oprah, and many, many more. What can we do? We've given information over and we've handed it over to someone and we said, hey, we can only hand you so much because there's so much of it. No one's done anything with the information that they already have. We have the evidence. We have a lot. We had an attorney that we had our eyes on that we thought, hey, you know, we'll hand that to him. I told insurance holders that we have.
I wonder why, like, we don't have any of the evidence. Maybe it's because it would be thrown out in court if it's already public, but that doesn't really make sense. Like for the Diddy thing with the Cassie, like we all saw the video of the hotel and that's, you know, that's going to be considered evidence. I don't know why we don't see any of it.
We've given the information over to say that if God forbid something happens to us today, hand it out like candy. Things happened since I was 3 months old and we are still dealing with all of that shit. It never stopped. It just unfolds different.
We can't take them to the police or the FBI because you know and you're seeing firsthand what that looks like. There's nobody to give it to. That's why we've always appealed to the everyday American people because they get it. CPS, FBI, there's a lot of corruption there and they can't be trusted.
Now on Reddit, people don't believe Alli. I mean, one person wrote, she's the one that thinks that she's Tupac's child. She has done several interviews, but the one I'm talking about is Stu Peters. She has a mental condition. I very much doubt her new accusations are any different. This person argued, I believe Alli. You can see it in her eyes. The word needs to be spread about this evil world we live in.
This is not a career choice. This was not on purpose. This was not, we don't want your money. I don't want anybody's money. I've been a dollar sign. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we want to feed you. We don't need you to buy $200 worth of a ticket to come and stand in the room and to sit at a table with us.
Another person wrote, got halfway through and Denzel Washington is the only big name I heard, and it was not really incriminating. Another person added, though, that she has another video and lists Chrissy Teigen, Lady Gaga, the Obamas, Beyonce, Jay, Bob Saget. Another person adds, shame on this woman and her insane ramblings. Just listen to her other interviews. She's insane. She claims that there are underground tunnels from schools to Hollywood houses. She's hurting victims of this kind of violence by automatically making people doubt real victims who are brave enough to speak out. Another person added, though, I think she's mixing truth from her trauma and adding in celebrity names. Happens a lot with these kind of cases. There are tunnels in Long Beach under Poly High School. I fact-checked that one. Everything else seems off for sure, but no doubt she went through some kind of trauma. Now, for the rest of the video, we have a bunch of clips to react to, but I'm going to go in order from the earliest clips that we could find of Alli Carter and her allegations to the most recent. I think that's just like the best way to do it because they're kind of all over the place. So we're going to go in like a timeline. So let's go back in time. Now in this video, it seems like she goes after Oprah in particular.
The first time I met Oprah, I was 15 years old. I was taken by my pimp to a house in Simi Valley. I didn't have to do anything with her. I met her. She kissed me. She gave me an e-pill.
Kissed you how?
Tongue kiss.
A tongue kiss? And she gave you an e-pill. What is e?
Ecstasy.
Okay.
I had to have sex with someone she said moves money. By the time I got in there with him, I was really high.
Did she comment on your physical appearance?
Yeah, she said I had a nice smile.
Did she ask you to call her anything in particular?
Auntie.
This person wrote on Twitter, here's the testimony of one of the young girls, Alli Carter, who Oprah was pimping and drugging. She went to Oprah's school with many other young underage girls. But this person clarified that she did not go to Oprah's school, that I believe is located in Africa. Alli's from California. Her pimp pimped her to Oprah to be trafficked to the elite. Now, one of my favorite channels, The Petty Show, posted a video talking about Alli Carter's accusations when it comes to some of the tunnels. Now, this one isn't too old. I think it's kind of a blend of how she has been speaking about these tunnels for quite some time, but she brought up how the recent fires in the Palisades and in the LA area are connected to these tunnels.
According to Alli, these tunnels were designed for exclusive gatherings where illegal activities occurred, and she's talked about soundproof rooms, restricted access areas, and direct pathways leading to nearby estates, some of which are linked to major celebrities. But here's where things take a wild turn. Alli has long warned that these tunnels would eventually be destroyed to cover up the evidence, and now the recent LA wildfires have brought those fears into sharp focus. The fires swept through key areas, including places Alli had previously highlighted, yet some high-profile locations like Diddy's massive Holmby Hills mansion emerged unscathed.
Celebrities' homes would be on fire, things would be on fire. I pray for the people in its path, but I also pray that it exposes things that it needs to expose.
On top of this, there are also unconfirmed reports suggesting that parts of the tunnel system beneath the Getty Museum were being filled in with concrete just days before the fires began.
Now, this next clip also brings up how Oprah comes into play and how Alli has been speaking about Oprah for as long as she's been speaking about anyone. I mean, maybe even before Diddy.
Recently, Oprah made headlines by announcing her move abroad, citing political tensions as her reason for leaving the U.S., but the timing has many questioning her decision. Her sudden exit comes just as Diddy's criminal trial kicks off, and Alli Carter's resurfaced allegations are raising more eyebrows about Hollywood's hidden activities.
It's not going to be enough until it is very personal. The earthquakes and the disasters and the things if you don't understand or organize. Because what is on November 3rd?
What makes this even stranger is that Oprah has been linked to disturbing allegations before. Remember back in 2020 when rumors exploded about her alleged involvement in trafficking? The internet went wild with claims that her Florida mansion was raided by authorities, with underground tunnels supposedly discovered beneath the property. Oprah denied those accusations, calling them baseless lies, but the fact they ever gained traction speaks volumes about how connected she's been to these types of scandals over the years.
All right, well, if you were on social media last night, you certainly saw that there were two things trending. Hashtag Oprah did what and hashtag Oprah arrested. It got so big, that's why she decided she had to address this. It was a story that was clearly a false story, as Oprah said.
And then Alli Carter seemingly implicated Oprah in the underground world she's been exposing. According to Alli, Oprah has been closely linked to elite parties that may have involved dark activities. Now some high-profile locations tied to these rumors were spared during the
I mean, it is interesting how Harvey Weinstein and Oprah are the best of buddies.
recent LA fires, while others, including areas with direct connections to ongoing investigations, weren't so lucky. What's even more suspicious is that Oprah herself made a statement about the fires in LA, saying they were a devastating tragedy for so many families. But critics pointed out how she avoided mentioning the destruction near high-profile estates tied to ongoing investigations. And it all looks even weirder with Alli's revelations that there is another high-profile arrest coming.
It's the third arrest that is coming. There's two that's already now. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be death, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers.
One comment reads, Alli isn't the only one saying this stuff. They've got to some people and paid them off to say something different, trying to destroy Alli, but she's not the only one saying this stuff. Don't stop talking and sharing this stuff, y'all. Another person added, how do you make that up? Dear, she has the pictures. She knows them all. And she is underage in the photos. Another person commented they got the sister and the mother a payoff. They also wrote, I hope and pray the children are saved. Now, I did see an interesting post. Alli Carter refuses a television interview because it's linked to Oprah. Alli reveals that she's tired because she's given up the information and nothing has been done. But she says she's fighting for the kids and wants anyone who can do something to do so. She says if she is unalived, she knows where she's going. And his mother's name is not Rosemary, a nod to the 1968 film Rosemary's Baby, in which the baby's father was Satan. Now, as people pointed out, it seems like Alli Carter's mother and her sister have turned against her. And here's a little bit of what her sister has to say.
Meanwhile, Alli's sister Keisha White has also come forward, but her take is more complicated. While Keisha confirmed some of Alli's claims about being placed in harmful environments, she has also raised questions about the timeline and specific events described. Keisha suggested that Alli's memory could be fragmented due to trauma.
My son, which is her grandson, and that is a lie because she does not talk to me. She does not talk to my son as well. We do not get along due to childhood trauma that I experienced with my mom myself. And then on the other hand, with my sister is doing a lot of lying. She pretty much lied about a lot. She's never been abused as a kid sexually at all by my mother.
Keisha further claimed that Alli's accusations against Diddy and other celebrities might be exaggerated or mixed with misinformation, but she did acknowledge that Alli had experienced significant trauma while in foster care. However, Keisha also expressed regret for not supporting Alli sooner and admitted the family had often dismissed her experiences rather than listening.
I don't even witness her ever being abused, period. My mom and my sister had a really good relationship. If there was any physical abuse going on in the household, it was with me the most out of all of my sisters. There was a lot of mental abuse, physical abuse, but never nothing sexual.
Now, in that clip, they kind of like suggested that maybe her sister doubts some of these allegations that Alli has made. But in another clip, there's a moment where she flat out says that they are false, that she like doesn't believe her sister.
So when you heard all those weird stories and stuff, you know, especially from Tory, the Diddy tunnels and
she never met him. We seen him on TV. I mean, that's how much closeness we can get to celebrities. We see him on TV. I mean,
so she's saying like we've seen him on TV, but like she doesn't know who these people are. That's what her sister's saying.
We never been in no deal. We don't even know the man. We see him on TV. We don't know him at all. We don't know. We ain't never been to no. She ain't never been to none of the crazy places she's mentioned. I'm like, how do you make that up in your mind? I'm like, I'm like, wow, it's crazy. I'm like, I'm trying to wreck my brain. I can't do it. It's not Tupac. Her father's not Tupac. Tori's father is not Tupac.
What about the stuff with Will Smith? Did you hear about that? You know,
yes, we watch Will Smith's movies. We like his music, man. I enjoy it.
So it almost seems like she's alluding to like the idea that like Alli would see these people on TV or they grew up like idolizing them and now they're oddly like implicated in the story that she's telling.
From a distance, I ain't never met him. I meet him, but I ain't never met him. She haven't met him either. I'm trying to figure that out too.
Now, another channel, Kiki's Tea, posted a video that caught my eye. Love this channel, and they posted a video that's really concerning. Alli Carter reveals how Diddy sacrificed Justin Bieber's life. You guys need to take a look at this.
Alli Carter tried to warn us about this years ago, but no one listened to her. Alli didn't explicitly name drop Justin, but she talked about some of the things Diddy and his entourage allegedly did to underage people. And this aligns so much with Justin because he was also a at the time. Most of these things allegedly happened to him. Alli said Diddy used to allegedly bring in underage boys and girls to these freak-offs, and they weren't.
Well, we also do see a bunch of, lawsuits against him right now by both men and women. So he does not discriminate.
Allowed to eat anything until the freak off was over because the things they were being forced to do were nasty and some of them used to throw up mid freak off. However, there was sometimes an exception for the boys because some of Diddy's people have a poop fetish and played with the boys till they pushed out some residue. Because of this, they allegedly
my god, what?
Made some of the boys eat foods that would cause a stomach upset, so they would inevitably end up pooing or throwing up during the freak offs. And as if that wasn't bad enough, they were sometimes made to lay in it.
Jobs like that, you don't eat. You're not allowed to eat. You actually have to starve yourself because you will throw up. Or if you are a guy doing it, you will shit everywhere. When this happens, your parents will get mad at you. That is a fetish for someone. They use that to their advantage. So if you throw up on someone, you will have to eat it. If you shit on someone, you will have to lay in it. There are celebrities that are a constant visit.
When this clip went viral again, people couldn't help but wonder if this is what Justin was made to go through.
That is sick. This comment reads, Justin has the power to save a lot of kids from the same fate. I pray that he finds the strength to speak. Another person adds that Justin was a sweet, innocent, polite, and well-mannered kid. How could they do this to children? Nicole Brown commented, I pray he speaks up to heal his soul. Now, in October 2024, one of Alli Carter's videos was shared on Facebook by Coco Can't Be Denied, where she hinted at another upcoming arrest and promised more revelations.
He's burning. Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire? And the next thing you know...
So Alli's talking about how she predicted the fires were going to happen to essentially burn evidence.
The next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire.
One person tweeted, maybe these fires have a much deeper purpose. Alli, who was trafficked under the Getty by extremely famous people, told us to watch out for the fires.
A lot's about to come out. Another arrest is coming again. Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too. And then, oops, we don't know how that happened. And then you look into it and you see that it's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to trafficking. And then you realize, oh, it wasn't just an explosion or a fire. It wasn't an accident.
This Twitter or X user wrote, this is not normal wind. These are not normal fires. I've lived here my whole life, been evacuated, and been in the thick of it. This is different. Alli explained that people would be initially unaware of the cause of these fires, but it would eventually link them to trafficking when they understood the connections involved. Alli also spoke to Stu Peters in December 2024, where she described being trafficked through underground tunnels under various locations such as schools, amusement parks, and cemeteries. Ooh, they must be really deep tunnels then. For now, there's not one big piece of evidence I could show you about Alli Carter, but just the clips and the interviews that have circulated to social media. She's had so many viral moments, but her story still seems to be misunderstood, with so many big names, with conflicting statements from her family, and an overall layer of confusion. I don't know what to make of this, but I do feel like there's some, where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I mean? So there's something here. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Tell me the truth. Tell me how you really feel. And here's my email, SloanWellKnown@gmail.com, if you have any other video ideas for me. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in another one soon. Bye, guys.